Alright, in this video today we have done tests with the Pow'rball bullets for a 40 caliber and the Critical Duty 40 caliber. Pow'rball weighing in at 135 grains initially, and the Critical Duty weighing in at 175 grains. So what we did was stack several newspapers together, wetted them, shot at them, blah blah blah. Here was the trauma between the two. The lasting impact was the Pow'rball pretty much flattened out, and then the Critical Duty made a mushroom about the same amount of size. And the trauma was that the Pow'rball caused a little more trauma in certain places, while the Critical Duty maintained and ended up penetrating just a little bit further. This is our second stack of newspapers, and what happened here was we shot the Critical Duty with the Pow'rball, this first Pow'rball right here, but then we shot a target round at it and I kind of messed up and got too close to the Pow'rball, and then so we just shot a second Pow'rball at it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off all this plastic, cut the wires that we belted together with, and then we're going to peel it apart layer by layer. Now both these bullets went all the way through, and they basically did the same thing as the other video you saw, or the first part of the video you saw, was they mushroomed out the same way, but we're going to want to see the internal trauma all the way through. So, like I said, this is the second Pow'rball, first Critical Duty. As you can see, the Pow'rball made a little more impact at first, so we'll start peeling back the layers. Alright, still about the same. Critical Duty still hadn't mushroomed quite enough yet. Alright, they're both still kind of doing the same thing. Alright, thicker newspapers here. Alright, so you can see part of the jacket right here for the Pow'rball. And they're both pretty much at the same expansion right now, both reaching about the same expansion. Now what you'll see is the Pow'rball continue to expand, probably stop a little sooner. We don't know yet for sure. Actually, both of these have already passed through the newspapers. So.
Look at the difference in the trauma.
Yeah, trauma right there. This one kind of came in a little bit. This one's still mushrooming out.
Pow'rball. Look at the Pow'rball trauma.
Alright, so the trauma's still about the same with the Pow'rball. This one's starting to come back in. Alright, same thing. Anyway, so Pow'rball still going as big as it was when it first started, pretty much, or more. I mean, the Critical Duty is starting to come back in a little bit more. Alright, still the same, staying the same. Both of them are.
Whoa.
Alright, still going. Got a lot of newspapers here. I'm just going to start peeling back more and more layers at a time. Alright. Alright, that's got same Pow'rball still going. Well, it's at the same expansion it's been. Alright, now here's where the Pow'rball starts shrinking back in. But what you see from the bullets is they both have the same expansion in the end. But the Pow'rball does expand a little more, a good bit more in the middle as it's going through it, because it's a bigger hollow point. But now the Critical Duty will pass through an object, a barrier, and still keep going. So it's the same right there. This is just leaving a lot of newspaper in there. This hole's still there. Alright, still newspaper. Still newspaper in here. Alright, and they're pretty much at the same level right now as far as expansion goes, because they've done both dive back down. And we don't have the bullets out here for this. We can find the bullets for that. Alright, same. Right, this is pretty much the, I'll pull it back to the exit point. Alright, so I think I pulled back a little bit of newspaper with that. But the exit wound on both of them, this one I pulled back a little bit more, so it's not quite that exit wound, but they both pretty much made the same size exit wound coming out the back. Now we got another stack of newspapers that's going to be stopped in the middle, so we get to see what those do as we're pulling those apart. What we have here is an even thicker stack of newspapers, as you can see. They go pretty thick. None of the bullets actually passed through this one. There's a critical duty target round, Pow'rball Winchester 165 target round, and then of course still critical duty 175, Pow'rball 135. Alright, still 40 caliber. I had to turn the papers around because I'd be able to peel it back this way, so it'll now be critical duty, target, Pow'rball. Not too concerned with the target, but alright, here we go. Alright, same trauma. Pow'rball starting to expand early. About the same trauma right there. So you can see the critical duty starting to expand. Pow'rball is expanding a little more. Critical duty staying the same. And there's a polymer tip for the Pow'rball right here. You can see that. I know you can't. I just push it down in there further. Critical duty is about the same. You got this one. Got just a hair bigger on the Pow'rball right now. About the same still. This one's still a hair bigger. I'm starting to see the tip of some of the jacket down in there. So you can see that the Pow'rball is expanding a little more. Alright, we're still going. Now, neither one of these bullets completely passed through, so we're going to find a bullet in here somewhere. Alright, same deal. Alright.
There's a polymer tip.
Yeah, I see the polymer tip. So, that's...
Can't get it.
Yeah, it just keeps falling out in there. Alright. So, got the newspaper stuck in here, but it still passed through, so there's the hole right there for both of them. Alright, there's the polymer tip and the jacket. Oh, no, that's just the newspaper. Alright, polymer tip, jacket, set that off to the side. And the polymer tip doesn't matter. It's just a pass through. You can see the holes right there. And it's still Pow'rball. And the target round is just going to stay the same. So, there's a newspaper. Alright, same thing, same deal. You just get newspaper caught in here with the critical duty. What happened with that? Still the same. Good. Keep going. Same trauma. Right now, as we're seeing out of this package. Now, the other package we did see a lot more trauma, or considerable more trauma with the Pow'rball, but it's staying about the same. The impact was a little sooner with the Pow'rball. The spread was. And that's about the same. Alright. See, the hole is a little bigger. The dent right here is a little bigger with the Pow'rball than it is with the critical duty. They're both starting to shrink now. So, I think no, that's still the same. Alright, now we got into the thick newspapers, and I think Pow'rball's going to stop here soon. They're about doing the same thing right now. They're starting to shrink back down and just reach the end of their velocity.
What's that, about 6 or 8 inches into it?
I'd say, yeah.
It says we're 6 or 8 inches into it.
6 inches in now, and the trauma has just stopped pretty much. So they just shrink back down. Now we're just trying to find the bullets. So, alright. Target round has been the same throughout the whole thing. Alright, now we found the Pow'rball, or the jacket for the Pow'rball at least. There's the jacket for the Pow'rball and the lead. Alright, so
That's it.
Lead for the Pow'rball right there. Alright, same kind of thing we've been seeing with the other two. It's just flattened out pretty much. So, I think I see the polymer tip for the There's my polymer tip right there. So the Pow'rball is completely stopped. That's just a dent right there. Alright. And there's the polymer tip for the Critical Duty. And then there's the bullet for the Critical Duty. I don't want to, maybe I just push it through.
How much further do you think the Critical Duty went than the Pow'rball?
Probably about 2 inches further than the Pow'rball. But as we saw with the other ones, the Pow'rball has a little bit more trauma at certain points, but the expansion is basically identical except for how they look. But the size of the expansion, you can see, I think the Pow'rball is expanding a little bit more this time. But we don't have a measurement thing, so we'll just say, leave it up to the YouTube viewers to decide which one's better for them. Alright.